Okay, hello everyone on Talk About Autism. Jack here again for my October update. First of all, I've completed my EMA for T307, and that's now submitted, and I'll have the results for T307, having my overall grade, whether grade 2, which is what I'm hoping for, or grade 3. I need at least 70% and on the EMA to get it, and I'll also know the results for TXR 220 on by November the 29th at the very latest. So expect some very exciting news in the next update, which should be after I've gone to the Cranfield University and selected a course I would like to attend in 2 years. My next newest module, which is one of only 3 left to complete, 8 key skills, T397. That's gotten off to a good start. It has. Really, it's not as structured as some of the other modules I've done. Just reflecting on what I did in T191, I'm sure some of you will remember what I did on that. It's just polishing my skills a bit and trying to apply my knowledge of key skills to an engineering practice. Just see about how I how I meet the requirements for joining an engineering institution. Not that I plan to at this point, obviously. It's I'm already a member of the BIS, but maybe later on in life So that's how I'm progressing right now. My update probably will be a little bit shorter than some of my others. But it's been a pretty good time, it has for me. I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, I am. I mean, I hope you all watch the Pride of Britain Awards, because I really like seeing some of the stories I do about people who have done extraordinary things and overcome their difficulties. Even though they're normal people, and that's what autistic people are. They're normal, like everyone else. Autism doesn't need to be seen as a disability. It's just, I see myself now as a person who's been given a chance to show that autism is cannot be a disability, and how I've turned it into an advantage. And it's, if you've seen my very first post on the Talk About Autism website, how I turned myself around from how I was in middle school to where I am now, how on the verge of completing a Bachelor in Engineering and looking towards getting a Master's in Engineering in a couple of years. A lot of it is you have to have the right state of mind to do it, and a good interest to motivate you towards it. And that's what I have. I have a great interest in space flight and the ambition to join the European Space Agency or NASA. But also I've learned that recently from meeting a friend of mine, Dave Shaler from the British Interplanetary Society, who's an author of some really good books, which I have on my bookshelf, of which I'm looking at now, and a few more I'd like to buy in my time. I'm being an astronaut, and your qualifications on your CV, it's not always about academic interests, it's about recreational interests as well. Because astronauts, if you read some of their biographies, like Tom Jones, who I've met, and I mean, some of their interests range from favorite sports and activities to do in their spare time. I mean, I've got quite a good list myself: drawing, reading maps. I was watching space flight. And also I enjoy a few sports, although I'm not a sporty person: 10-pin bowling, cycling, walking, ice skating if I get the chance, and swimming. And also, in my gap year, I'm now planning to take up scuba diving, which can be a very good qualification to have, because Tim Peake, who I've met from the European Space Agency, he's a scuba diver himself, and so is Michael Foale, the other British astronaut. And they've both done spacewalks, which is something I'd like to do as an astronaut. And I'm sure it will help me along the way, because, like some of my customers at Tesco said, they like to see employers like you to see as kind of a flexible person, and that you're not one single state of mind, and not just someone who can explain something that is a complete to someone who is a complete novice, or say something you can't ever hope to understand. It's about the person you are outside of work as well. And I know that having a private pilot's license, which I also hope to do next fall after completing the bachelor's and doing scuba diving, will help me. Will be very useful to have in the future. It will. So if you're worried about polishing your resume and making your career background look impressive, that's very good. But you also need to think about what you are outside of work and what your interests are. And my list is actually quite comparable. It is to some of the astronauts I've met in my lifetime. Although I don't do everything the same, and I'm no expert in some things like ice skating, but that's okay. Hey. So, yeah, but I mean, like I've said all along with autism, it's about education on the subject. It is understanding about it, it is, and really, Hilly, if engineering was taking what I could get, and it turned out to be the best move of my life, if it did. It's so, in education, you have to know what you want to do with your life and choose the path to get it, because being an astronaut, I've chosen to do the engineering path. I have. And if you want to be a doctor, you should know what kind of field of medical science you want to study, whether you want to study medicine, biology, or all that stuff, which appeals to you most. Or if you want to be a pilot, whether you want to what type of engineering you want to study, electrical, mechanical, and all that stuff. There's many paths available there is to getting there. You just have to know what the right path is that you want. And so hopefully this will give you all an idea of how I found the path that suited best for me. So that's my update for now. My next update in November will probably be before the 29th. It will, because I've always gotten my results a bit early. I have. But it'll be after November the 13th, after I've been to Cranfield. And hopefully around the end of November I might know my first assignment score for T397, but that'll probably be in December. So see you next month.